I forgot to look up the name of the comic that inspired my pick.
Oh, I actually looked it up because I was like, because there's this like observation place. I don't know I forgot what they're called, the scientific like observation tower or whatever. Because there's a place in New Zealand that's the closest place to the moon or something. Like, the atmosphere is its thinnest at that place in New Zealand, so you can see like crazy stars. And I was like, that'd be a good day to go do it and see the whole thing. But it was like the day before.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. I think it was just that very last week. Hi, and welcome to Seattle's #1 comic book podcast, the podcast that is dedicated to the first issue of your next favorite comic, and I'm Larry.
I'm James.
Episode 110 of The Big Show, Incredible Hulk, 2011-2012.
Shattered Heroes.
Shattered Heroes.
I was actually wondering, well, I don't know if now is the time for the question, but I guess it is because I'm asking it. What is Shattered Heroes? Is that like a bigger category of something, or is that like...
Well, there were 3 or 4 books that were a lead up to a bigger event called Fear Itself. Fear Itself was the bigger event. So if you read enough comics, eventually all these comics will overlap one another, and you'll get like a big war or a big something or other. And this was leading up to, so it's sort of like a mini event that led up to a bigger event, which was called Fear Itself. And I don't even remember Shattered Heroes. I just I think the Incredible Hulk was obviously part of this, and I think a book called The Defenders was also a part of Shattered Heroes. But all of that led up to this bigger summertime event. So it's an event.
They weren't all written by the same author. They were like it was a big picture thing.
It was a big picture thing, and everybody gets thrown into it. And I think we'll come back to their
maybe a different Shattered Hero or something like that, or the big event.
Well, the big event, this Fear Itself was sort of a big whiff. Like it was. It wasn't as much fun as. It
kind of petered out a little bit.
Yeah, it was really hard to follow. All these hammers were falling out of the sky. Thor type hammers, and it was a problem. But it wasn't the best event. But like maybe like 2 or 3, 4 years ago, there was this great event where I forget the name of the event, but it was so much fun, and all of these books get sort of shuffled into an event. So if the event stinks, all the books are going to stink across the board. But if the book's good, if the event's cool, you
then it kind of lifts everything up, a rising tide.
Yeah, and you start sucking it. You get all these books, and you're just like, oh, I'm so excited. I get pretty event crazy when they're happening. So luckily we're not too invested in this one. We're just going into the first issue. But before we get into this first issue, Larry, do we have any recent and decents this week? I'm glad you asked. Recent and decent. This is an ongoing book. I talked a little bit about this when it first came out. Issue 6 came out today. I have not read it yet, but 4 and 5 solidified this as my go-to must-read book that's out right now. That's out of the summer. It's written by Jeff Lemire with art by Andrea Sorrentino.
Oh, he didn't do the art. We know we like Jeff Lemire.
Oh,
Jeff Lemire won your Artist of the Year, I think, our first year.
Yeah, he did, actually. But Jeff is a totally gifted writer, and he and Andrea worked together on a Green Arrow run that was just fabulous. But this is a murder mystery with supernatural tinges. And gosh, it's just so good. It's just so. I don't want to like keep going back and forth to like HBO, but this is so HBO, you know. Like it is,
okay. No, that's a good recommendation.
It is just
it's a quality brand.
Yeah, it is just so. It's a
not just TV, Larry.
Yeah. Cops are investigating, small town cops investigating the murder of or the missing person. Missing persons that turn into murders in this small town called Gideon Falls. And
I do remember you talking about this Gideon Falls, like Gideon's Bible.
Yeah, it is such a neat story. Like I said, issue 6 came out today, and I can't get enough of it. It's so gripping. All right, so check it out. It's called Gideon Falls, and it's early days. I don't know how long it's going to go, but
is it on Comixology?
It is on Comixology, but you got to pay for it because it's a new book.
Okay, because it's a later issue kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're gonna check that out and
all right,
get right into our main book.
Yeah, The Incredible Hulk, written by Jason Aaron, one of our favorites. Art by Marc Silvestri and Sonny Go.
Right, I had some.
What do you think about this cover, Larry? Just to start.
This cover is fantastic, but
it's a great cover.
The issue 2 cover of this run of Incredible Hulk is so much better. I almost said so much gooder. It's so much better. This is just great art. I love Marc Silvestri's art, and he's also got assist by Michael Broussard. And I thought I did not know who Michael Broussard was, so I Googled, and he and Marc Silvestri have a very similar style. In fact, you probably wouldn't tell one from the other. That's how closely they are.
They work well together then.
So they work very well together, and I just love this like pencil heavy art. And
yeah, it's really detailed, but it doesn't need too much background. Like the Hulk in this front cover, when they'll like put muscles on muscles? Yeah, this is like veins on muscles.
Yeah.
He's got so many veins popping out that like it becomes his arm, but it like matches well with the torn pants, and he looks still humanish. You know, I think the Hulk is tough because you want him to be beyond human, but how far do you want to go? And he looks badass.
He's so menacing. He's got blood all over his hands. He's very serious looking. And I love when we get into the interiors. I love it when Hulk's got a beard and long hair. I love long-haired Hulk.
I really like, and especially in this kind of sketchy style where like the monsters match him. So I guess we can just start off with Hulk is in this like underground world and he's just battling monsters to start with. So there's this really cool, just like dragon head on a giant serpent type thing with a million sharp teeth, and it's a cool looking monster because it's so sketchy, but great panel. I don't know if I've.
It has movement. It looks like you can see the way that he's coiled in its body. You can see that's the way it's swimming through heated air. Because
and it's in like it almost seems like they're in a volcano or something where like you can't see that deep into it, but there's that classic cave stalagmites coming down, and he's on like a rocky encampment, and there's the river of lava below, and really cool looking. Yeah. And then Hulk with the long hair and the beard, and even though his beard is kind of like, it's reasonably short, it's not like a crazy long Zeus type beard, but he's definitely got like beard and mustache going. Yeah,
and he has and he's given up the traditional torn pants for loincloth. So he looks like a savage green monster, and he looks small compared to this dragon monster. But it's not a problem.
But it's not his size is never the thing. It's his strength. You know.
Oh man! And
so
he smashes this thing. He just like knocks the guy's tongue out. He like there's teeth everywhere, and then he has sympathies for him. I thought that was really cool.
You like see him look in the eye of the monster, and then the next page he's battling this like crab thing, and he like pulls the crab's leg off, and then in the same page he's battling like this. It looks like a squid, like octopus tentacles with this just like mouth that's like a cave of teeth, and he's like in the pool of lava. And then the next panel, he's just like dragging it along, like conquered. Yeah,
he's somehow found a net too, so he's got all of these conquered beasts in a huge net. Look at that picture in the second panel down, where he's just got that net filled. And
this is probably my favorite page, just because of so much they pack into it. All so these different monsters and him, just dragging this bag of monsters.
And where is he taking this giant bag of monsters to? A big party.
A big party of everybody. So he's like the hero of this underground colony of, I guess you'd call them monsters, but they're more cute and endearing. They're kind of small and childlike looking and yellow, and they're all wearing loincloths, and they have this city of like they're in like a crystal city. And they're all thanking him for bringing these monsters for the harvest. I guess they eat them all.
Yeah, those are the moloids.
Moloids.
They're so cute. Look, there's a whole bunch of them. Cute. This is probably one of my favorite panels. I guess I haven't picked out a favorite panel yet, but
it's maybe my favorite picture of Hulk.
Yeah, where he's got all the moloids and they're jumping on his head and stuff and playing with him.
Yeah, he's got like a little bit, not really a scowl, but kind of a stern look, and he's got the bags entrance over his shoulder, and he's got like a necklace made out of skulls, and his loincloth that's all tattered it matches him really well.
Yeah, and he's got that long hair. Yeah, he's cool looking.
Yeah.
And he's invited to, he's feeding these moloids, but he's not going to hang out for the party. He's
off to his lonesome corner.
Yeah.
Even though everyone loves him, he's off to be alone.
Yeah, he didn't come here to make friends. He's just
He came here to run away.
Yeah.
And he knows that whoever's coming after him will find him. It's only a matter of when.
Right.
They will come.
They will come. And so he has some a conversation with the elder of the Moloid people, and he gives them that information. Like I can never get and be cared for and love because the people up above, somebody up above needs me.
Yeah. So that kind of revealed, I wasn't sure exactly where he was, and it wasn't super important, but I guess it's under Earth. I thought maybe he could be on like a different planet or something, but it's like a Middle Earth type scenario.
Yeah.
And soon enough, of course, somebody does come. You hear it drilling through the crystal, and then there's these robots on spider leg type things that come out, and this cyborg type character comes to square off with Hulk, and we don't know exactly what they want him for, but we know it's a battle.
It is a battle, and they blast him with a supersonic noise disruptor.
Yeah. Which, it seems like that's a good technique against Hulk.
He goes down hard, but he comes up fast.
Yeah, you'd think you'd just leave it on, but
yeah.
It probably takes a lot of energy or something, I don't know.
It used a lot of energy.
He's bleeding from the ears.
Ugh, so gross.
Yeah, but then he just he's still on the ground, he swats his hand, and the cyborg thing just flies across the canyon.
Yeah, and then the commander of the cyborg robot monster people, robots,
yeah, sure,
has to admit to his higher up that they are in fact getting their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
The Hulk. Oh, that's a great panel.
Whoever
too.
this higher up is.
Oh, this is a great panel. This yeah. Where Hulk is just so much movement. He's just full flex, jumping up, and he's smashing everything. Oh, he looks so good. The necklaces